This is the real deal. Dip some hot fries in this. It'll change your life. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back. This episode we're gonna do some homemade mayonnaise. My aunt used to do homemade mayonnaise all the time when I was younger, and I loved it. It's great. If you haven't made your own homemade mayonnaise, it's so super simple and quick to do. It's gonna be 2 egg yolks, squeezed lemon, some sweet almond oil, teaspoon of Dijon mustard, pinch of salt. You can flavor this with anything you want. You can make a chipotle mayonnaise. You can add some cayenne pepper to it. You can add some chives, onions, dill, whatever you want. The options are endless. So let's get into this. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is just use the yolks of 2 eggs, yolk only. So nice and easy. Just drain the white off. I've got this bowl here just to catch the whites. So we want the yolk only. Okay. I'll transfer it over to the bowl that I'm going to mix up the mayonnaise in. That's one. That. Boom. Yolk of 2 eggs. Okay, so after you have your yolks in the bowl, you want to add your juice, or you can also use apple cider vinegar. I chose to use the fresh squeezed lemon juice. So 2 yolks gets 2 teaspoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And for this recipe, I'm doing Dijon mustard to give it a little zip, about a teaspoon. All right, once you have everything in the bowl, your mixing bowl, you're just gonna whisk, mix everything together. You wanna get this done before you put your oil in. You want all this stuff to be blended really well. And speaking of blending, you could use a blender or I guess a food processor, but it's so quick and easy to do by hand. I just like to use a whisk. I like to do it by hand. Okay, now for the fun part. So I went with about a little less than a cup. You can go between 3/4 of a cup to a full cup of oil here. If we need some more oil, I'll add a little bit more. We might not need the whole thing. Okay, this is where you make your money. This oil goes in very, very slowly and slightly at first. And you gotta whisk with one hand and drip it in with the other. And it helps to have a non-skid bowl or a non-slip bowl. So once it starts to emulsify, then you can start pouring the oil in a little faster. You just don't want it to puddle up and spool. Whew, a little bit of a workout, but tastes like mayonnaise to me. Optional here is some salt, or now you put in any other flavorings that you might want. I am gonna go with a little bit of salt. For this, I'm gonna use about a little half a teaspoon of salt. And we'll mix this up. test. Yummy mayonnaise. really cool is if your family loves you, they get you neat little jars like this to put your homemade condiments in. Like I said, if you haven't made homemade mayonnaise yet, this is a real quick and easy recipe, and they're basically all like this. YouTube's full of them. This video, the next video, there's 100 million more just like it. Super cool. We're gonna use some of this for our homemade coleslaw later tonight for our pulled pork sliders. Watch for the link. Man, this goes great with basically anything that you would use the regular mayonnaise from the store at. Only this is better. This is gonna keep maybe about a week, not much longer, because it does have raw egg in it. So you wanna keep it sealed tight, refrigerated, because it doesn't have all the preservatives in there, you know, all the benzo bicarbonate, whatever carbonate stuff, gar gum, whatever that is. It doesn't have any of those preservatives, any of those things, no artificial flavors, coloring. If I could work this lid. Boom. All right, there it is, guys. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor. Go down below, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, give it a shot. We got new videos, trying to drop one about once a week. We're gonna be going into a couple more condiments, homemade mustard. Once the tomatoes come in a few more weeks, we're gonna be doing some homemade ketchup. We do all kinds of stuff, pesto. But anyhow, thanks a lot. This is the real deal. This is your own homemade condiments. Dip some hot fries in this. It'll change your life.